Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the best place on the internet, Trading with Forrest. We're out here. Oh, I missed a short. Let's take that real quick. Trendline test, prior POC retest. Let's see if we can get back for a little node traversal here. This is either going to push up higher and higher, sweep this high, 25,137. Or we'll run lower here. A little opening trade. We'll see what happens. Now they're going to go for that prior day high. On ES over here. All right, we're back. So this is a small account. Been trading for a while. Since January 5th. Just got a live account with day traders. So we'll be trading that on stream soon. I've been cooking up a bunch of VPS videos as well, talking about the power of using a VPS server. I use Quant VPS for that. Let's go out to the daily. Take a look here. That little $200 paper cut. They might very well still respect this trend line. It could just be some opening shenanigans. ES again going for prior day high. Whoops. Let's see. We've got lows, higher lows. We do have higher lows on the daily. And you could argue higher highs since the 13th. Kind of doing this. Overall, though, the very obvious other picture is that we have this shape. So we have some interesting stuff going on here. It's Monday. Start to a new week. Start to a new opportunity to make some money. Keen Go Crazy, what's up, man? I just lost all my windows. What the heck? All right, they're back. They're back. This light is bright, guys. Hold on. There we go. Let's go for prior day high sweep for another trade here. I will say this. We had a overnight B shape. POC did shift higher in ES, so we have a slight divergence there. There's no tier 1 data today. So it'll be an interesting day. It could be a non-data grind up. That is an actual thing that I've notated. Okay, when you have an opening Monday with no tier 1 data, you will get a grind up. This is not a grind, right? This is a very strong opening push, but we could end up with like grinding up throughout the session. If we don't build value higher here, eventually this will mean revert. ES will come and traverse this, probably down to VAL. Who else we got in the chat today? Sorry I took a week off, guys. Needed a little bit of a break. Let's see what we got here. Look at this opening candle. See if they get this prior day high. We're going to wait till 10 a.m. though. Decent divergence? Yeah, absolutely. wanted to see if they would just respect that POC, if they were both going to traverse. So took that paper cut there, but they didn't. Get some music going in the background here. You guys can't hear my music, right? I don't think so. Let me see. Hold up. No, I don't see it coming up. How was your weekend, Shane? How you living, brother? You've been doing pretty well, trading wise. Love that. Nah, 87 said nah. Nah to what? What's up, 87? Welcome to the best place on the internet. Paolo, what's up, man? Sorry I couldn't catch up with you this weekend. We'll circle back. I need a break, bro. I've been working every single day. Oh, music-wise? Okay. I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna get a soundboard as well. Could probably do that on my Rodecaster that I got right here. Yo, you guys want to see something sick? Hold up. I'm about to blow your minds. I'm about to blow your minds. Please stand by. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. It's Forrest. Can you bring it into the lobby? I'm on a meeting right now. Then just put it on our front desk. Just pull up to the entrance of our, like, you see the turf? Just don't pull onto the turf. Just pull on right there, and you can come in and, yeah, my concierge isn't in yet, but just leave it on the desk out front. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, check this out. Ho, 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 ho. Switching up the angles. We got multiple cameras on stream today. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, guys. You guys like that. So if I ever want to give you a little message, we can switch it up. This is what it looks like, obviously, when I'm doing videos. This is a... Whoa. Whoa. Anyways, we'll get back to the markets. Back to the markets. Just want to show that to you guys. They front ran this level. They got pretty close to it. They didn't actually sweep it, and then they did smash it down to 967, which is not where the POC was. Not something I feel bad about missing out on. Just bad price action overall. Yeah, we have I have a lot of cameras, guys. Coming down big top wick there. That is crazy. Where was my stop? I got stopped so incredibly close to where this actually went. This is still pretty bad price action because we came up. Yeah, we didn't actually sweep prior day high. We just came up to the same level. So, as annoying as it is to get stopped out of that, honestly, I mean, it's like 80 points. Not much I could have done there. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Wow. Smashing that thing. What a rejection. Donald Trump talking right now? Yes, swept. It didn't sweep though. It got very close. That's the thing. It's off by literally 1 point. 1 point. It's pretty close though. Good morning. On the road right now. Listen to this like a radio podcast. What's up, man? Who else we got? Quad in the house. We got join Trade Edge, by the way, guys. Soul's another amazing trader traveling. Yo. What's up, Val? You want to say hello to the stream? Here, rotate this camera. Hi, stream. Wait, hold up. Let's get you in view. Hold up. This is my ops manager.
Hi. Good morning, stream.
She runs operations at the building. Thank you. Oh, real quick. Can you put time on my calendar just for us to review the whole situation from this weekend?
Yeah.
Just like 20 minutes is fine. All right, thank you. Can you explain what is happening in the market right now with slow English level? Market go down. I'm just messing with you. Market red down. So what's happening right now is it's Monday. We have no tier 1 data. There's a divergence specifically in the volume profiles. What does that mean, Forrest? Well, that just means that where people's basis is, their cost basis, is diverged across indices. It's the only reason it matters between NQ and ES, okay? Across these indices, which are not entirely the same, okay? There are bundles of things, but there's bundles of similarities. And so when they converge, or if we know how they're going to converge, that often presents a trading opportunity. Vice versa also exists. So when they are diverged and the auctions, for example, we're below the POC, we're slightly above the point of control on the other index. And so if you think about what that means from an actual auction perspective, right, the place where most people's basis is on M&Q is actually higher than our current price. And on ES, that's the opposite, okay? It's below our current price, right? So you could think of the average price is literally different than, where the current bid ask is on both of these, which is basically just assigned to like do nothing, at least in terms of like very short-term trades. Now, what you can always do, regardless of what's happening on the 1 hour or the 2 hour, is you could always go to the daily and you could just literally trade higher time frames, okay? As a day trader, or especially those of you trade prop accounts, you're probably, looking at, something a little closer in time frame, which is fine. But in terms of like the 1 hour goes and things like that, we're looking for a little bit more of a convergence. If this was the high of the day, okay, obviously I don't have that entry. Okay, I got stopped out by like 7 points, which is a little annoying. They front ran this high, which is a little annoying by like a tick. But it is what it is. It literally just is what it is. Like there's nothing to do about it. The way that I trade, I prefer a full sweep. Didn't get it, so I will get it later. We just traversed the entire node here. Yes, still hugging this chunk of meat here. But in very, very simple terms, what this means is that you should probably wait. Okay, we've seen some pretty interesting price action in the open. Okay. And you should probably just wait. Anytime the markets are across each other, the POCs, you can expect some interesting candles. Also, welcome Nightisty. I think that's your name. Wait, I ordered a coffee. These guys didn't bring me my coffee. Hold on, guys. I gotta get my coffee back. Please. 1 second. 1 second. It's so weird. I gotta call this guy. Hold on, guys. I want my coffee. Andre, sorry to bother you. I think there was a coffee in my order. Maybe you left it in your car, or did they not make it? I need that, my brother. Appreciate you. All right, thank you. Need that, my brother. What I miss? Plug in my battery real quick. Alrighty. We're back. We're black. Well, I'm black. Maybe you're not black. $29 people and take a risk. What is up? Good morning. If you haven't said what's up, say what's up in the chat. Just diverge this morning, guys. Nothing here. If you're curious, like, you know, I can give you some like macro levels. To be honest, though, what we have here, let's just characterize the market real quick. Okay. We'll start with M&Q. Since the 28th of January, we've put in lower highs, okay, on this bigger time frame. I'm just moving my mouse. Let me create some lines here. Okay, so we have obviously lower highs. Okay, this pivot there, there, boom. Okay, however, since this point in time, okay, we started putting in higher lows. So we're at a very obvious inflection point in the market. Okay, so very simple TA. Very, very simple market astrology going on here. So the question is, which of these is going to take over? I don't really have a strong intuition of that, to be honest. We just had the whole global tariff thing. I don't know how, if at all, that will actually affect the market. We know intraday that Trump's tweeting and stuff like that can cause us to have dramatic days. Those days often fully V recover in a day or two. So I don't know if the global tariffs on the macro right now is actually going to affect things just because we've had tariffs for a while, more so than Donald Trump saying something and then on that session it'll be like a news event, right? Just to be honest. Yeah, literally don't know. My bias was down, assuming that we actually completed that sweep like I expected it. Weren't doing what we're doing now. We're kind of in. We're just doing price action that was completely unexpected for me. So there's nothing to do. You can see that MNQ has become much more normal. This distribution is much more normalized. ES is very abnormal. Okay, you can see that the 70% value area here, okay, where most of the people are, it's a very interesting shape. This is not a normal distribution itself. And then the tail of this is kind of a skinny belly. So there's a pretty big imbalance on ES overall, especially to the downside. But that could just because, again, a P shape could be just because it's pushing higher, right? So we kind of just need to get some intuition about what time frame is going to be in play here, and I don't have it. So that's trading. That is trading for you. Good morning, Dallin. What's up? One of the OGs in the house. Welcome back to the best place on the internet, brother. Monthly doji, 4 months range now. Whoops. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you. Got that good stuff. That caffeine. Cheers. As noted by Quad, another OG in the trade edge community, we do have consecutive dojis on the monthly. Very simple way to approach market analysis, by the way, is people say you can't look at the past for future results. That's bullshit. That's literally the only information we have. So anybody who says that is probably poor. So let's go ahead and look at the past. We've got a bunch of monthly dojis. Okay. What happened the last time that we did what's happening this time? Okay. It's a very simple question. This time this is happening. Has this ever happened in the past? Okay. More importantly, we also have 3 red dojis, 1 green kind of bisecting them. Okay. Inside of them. Is there something similar? It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but is there something similar? Okay. And I'm looking for dojis with small body dojis on the monthly. And maybe there aren't any on this ticker. We might find some elsewhere. But this is always the first thing that I do, straight up. Okay. Ugh. Imagine living through this period. I mean, I lived through this period, but I wasn't investing. We don't really have small body dojis. There's some consolidation here, but these are not dojis. Okay. This is just market consolidation. So let's check out something else. Let's look at this on the monthly. Let's see what we get. Most important question is what liquidity matters and how do we get there? Keep that in mind. Chuck. Good morning. Josh Mine in the house. Welcome back to the best place on the internet. Folks, small body monthly dojis is what we're looking for. On MNQ, you can see that the candle's a little different, but still I'm hunting for small body monthly dojis nonetheless. There's some in here pushing higher in this greater uptrend. You see that this weakness was followed by... So here's a pretty interesting delta here. I want to call this out. Look at this set of candles. Okay, a lot of full body monthly candles or big body dojis. And then we get into a set of candles with very long wicks. Okay, still pushing higher. And then this we get this candle here on the, this month, April, which is followed by this dramatic downturn to where we came to this edge on the macro. Okay, and it gave us another big body bottom wick, which was followed by more large body candles. So I'm thinking that consecutive small body candles is probably a sign of weakness, even as the market pushes higher, and a sign of a possible change of condition. Now, this is months. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. If you longed the close of that 9th month candle, that's 6,000 points higher. I'd have to see what calls would do, but it's probably a great leap opportunity as well. Get some exponential gains on a move like that. Another very simple way to view this is obviously just look at this huge trend line here. I've told you guys before, if we tap this trend line, like the monthly trend line, I mean, it's kind of dumb not to just try it. It's kind of really dumb not to just buy that thing. Even if we dip and you're wrong, on the macro, like getting something down at these prices, 2,300 points lower than all-time highs, that's what we call a good buy. So we call it goodbye, ladies and gentlemen, is buy and hold. Probably go green unless America fails. And if America fails, well, you're going to need something more than money. This will be the 5th. Yep. So that's what I'm thinking. Wow, it's very slow this morning. That's how you know I'm not trading. Literally, the bars aren't even set up correctly. We do have a very high volume 1 hour top wick coming in. It just didn't sweep this high, which is really annoying to me. This one will have swept overnight high, though, nonetheless, on MNQ. And so off that alone, if I look at MNQ in isolation, 2 hours green, almost red. We'll see how it closes. Four-hour doji. We'll take a low leverage short. And we're just going to sit in this all day. See if we get follow on from that eventually. Eventually, at least for overnight low. That's what I would go for. Let's see. No, because if this is crack lower, then we should probably sweep this prior day low, 24,676. And it's going to be a painful ride down to get there. 200 points lower. We'll let it cook, see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why I did one. What do you think, Soul? What are you thinking, brother? Oh, Soul is driving. I forgot. It was a 50-point bounce off of the close of that 1 hour. I can see it running all the way up to very high, but as long as we don't crack this candle, I'm chilling. Like I said, this is basically a 1-for-1. If you look at where I entered to where I would TP, it's very close. This is the C-est trade of all C trades ever. The C-est trade of all time. Hold on, guys. I'm literally looking at one of my employees' I-9s. Running a company. Good morning. Can you complete your Form I-9 today, please? There is a section 2 that needs to be completed. I can tell you guys, employing people is weird. So I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, people just work for me, dude. Like, I just, what? Why? It's crazy. It's crazy. Little pop lower. Wow, look at that. Should I instantly take profits, guys, now that it flipped from red to green? Or should I hold it for the full TP? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do, traders. Coming down. Let's see if I'm any good. Good morning, good sir. Oh, I already read that one. Y'all, really? What's up, man? Go for overnight low? All right, we'll go for overnight low. So we have to keep our eyes on both tickers. Remember, there is a non-negligible divergence in the VPs. So just because it's green right now doesn't mean this thing won't bounce all the way back up the POC and consolidate. Like, my expectation actually is that this takes a minute. So the fact that I got immediate follow on is nice. Okay. If I wanted to take TP here, I could, but we'll see what happens. The stream says overnight low. All right, we'll go here. That'll be about 92 points. Now we're bouncing off the VAL. ES POC would need to shift lower. This is going to normalize, though, on ES. Possibly. It's starting to fill in volume a little bit. It's starting to fill in a little bit. Romeo Sapulia says hold. Romeo, welcome to the best place on the internet. Oh, man. I feel like an old man, guys. An old man dealing with children on a daily basis. Except the children are also adults. Wow, we're pushing lower. Imagine if I didn't get stopped out of my original short entry. Imagine how freaking good I would look. Like, yeah, I look good right now, but imagine how much better I'd look if I was 100 points higher on my short. You know what I mean? Let me guess. Brother. What's up, soul? Talk to me, man. Speak your wisdom. Put it in my ears. Put that wisdom all the way inside my ear hole. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep right now, guys. So I'm a little crazy with it. ES did just tap value area low. Fully tap that there. There's also this little shelf here. You see a little auction right here. Again, regardless of what's happening right now, this is more of a hourly, couple hours of play out thesis. I fully expect us to have some barcoding if this move does work. I really want ESPOC to shift lower though for proof, for me to be convicted in this. Otherwise, this will probably range, and honestly, this will probably go red because I didn't close it, which I'm also fine with. Oh, man. Insert the wisdom. Yeah. E shape. But on a serious note, I agree with everything you said, except I was only looking for ES to sweep overnight highs. To me, that was enough for them to move lower. Nice. I'll keep that in consideration then. It's a very close. So Sol's saying that this, even though it was one tick off, that was enough for him. I like it. Does 11 to 11:20 work? Yes, it works. They've done those 90% prior day retests after taking overnight level before. It's rare and weird, though. Agreed. It's just a non-perfect setup. And again, the full sweep plus signal candle, guys, is just like the reason it rarely happens is because it's perfect. It's basically if everything goes perfect to eliminate all other possibilities. This is still very similar price action. Okay, it's very, very similar. There's just a slight delta, which means there's just at least a very small amount of people still trapped long there. But you could argue that maybe because there's such a small amount of people here, maybe they got out. Maybe they just front ran their positions by like a point. Came in as sell aggressors. We'll literally never know. One tick spread, we'll count that. I would not count it. I would just say that it is similar and nonetheless might still play out. But I am a semantic absolutist. We technically did not sweep. But like Sol said, he said 90%, but I know what he means. It's like a 99% retest. We basically retested the entire move, more or less. I'll stay on for about 15 more minutes or so. Hold on, guys. What was your thesis or setup you're looking for today? I'm never really just looking for anything. Just reading the charts. I had a downside bias though, assuming we swept this high, just based off the fact that this was respecting this trend line pretty strongly that existed last week. It is starting to break structure a little bit, though. Obviously, we cracked the highs there. but it was showing some weakness there. We also did a gap down on settlement, which was interesting. Yes, pushing lower. Oh my goodness, bro. Gemini. Does it mean anything necessarily that it bound off VAL? Nothing other than that most of the people are in the value area. So you should expect, especially when you have a D shape or like a normal distribution, that you should expect ranging price action. Like you shouldn't really expect immediate follow through below VAL unless it starts to, like on a push, it'll crack VAL and it'll start to build value below that, and then it'll move. Especially on a, I mean, we did get a 4-hour high volume red candle sweeping overnight, but it didn't sweep prior day. So it's just going to be with the divergence. It's just going to be a slow grind, honestly. And a slow grind means that on intermediate or lower time frames, it's going to come back close to your entry, right? It's not going to be a straight line move. It's going to zig and then it's going to zag. So on the zig, you get excited, and then on the zag, you're like, oh no. But you just got to remember that that's just normal price action. And so for me to get this TP, you know, you just got to ignore this number and just like ask yourself, is my idea valid? Is my idea valid? Okay. And until your idea is invalid, you shouldn't really care about the number on the screen. Straight up, whether it's green or red. If you do care about the number on the screen, that means you're trading too big. So you should lower your leverage until you just don't care. I'm only interested in if my idea plays out here. You get excited on the zig, and then you freak out on the zag. I'll zig for you anytime, soul. Anytime, my brother. Say it with swagger. Shut up. Get out of here. Everything I say is with swagger. Swagger's my middle name. For Swagger Knight. What it also means, though, is that, again, ES at its VAL, very likely going to bounce up to POC again. See that there's low value here. People are going to want to participate at these prices a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to hang tight. No problem, Robert. Did my best, man. What a slow day. It's just slow. Total transactions. Card. I need my GTS, bro. Days like this make me want to drive. Dude, it's cold. It's cold down here today. I rode my bike in. I still can't drive the vet because I don't have plates. I got to finish doing with these tickets. It's honestly been nice to ride my bike, though. I feel more grounded. Something about driving a supercar just makes you a little less grounded. Definitely going to drive it again, guys. I'm just saying, like, riding my bike, like, I feel like a real entrepreneur. I feel like I'm in it, you know? Also, it's like I'm pedaling my bike today. It's like cold air hitting my. I'm like crying because it's so cold and windy. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, the story on the tickets is simple. So I was running home. Nah. They caught me speeding in school zone though, right? So I was there's a right next to my business is a school zone. Like the block over is a school zone. Okay, which is fine. The speed limit's 15. So they caught me going like 25. At the light, I needed to take a left. The other cars weren't going, so I zipped through to hit the left before the other cars going straight would go. So they saw me do that, right? I immediately decelerated, by the way. Like once I took the turn, I decelerated. I just accelerated through the turn. So that's why they pulled me over. Once they got me, though, they're like, yo, my license is suspended. I'm like, that's news to me. My insurance was suspended, which was also news to me. Apparently, I didn't update it, but it had just expired. So because my insurance expired, my address was wrong because I moved units in my building. I'm like, my literally, if you mail something to this address, it'll get to me. But they're like, no, you move units, so you got to update your driver's license, so it's suspended. So they hit me like, basically, I was just not supposed to be driving when they pulled me over, apparently. So they got me good. The guy was like, yeah, like technically I could arrest you right now because I was like, bro, like, look, like I literally haven't been pulled over in over a decade. Like not only have I not gotten tickets, I haven't been pulled over in over a decade, if not more. You know, like I'm a good driver, guys. And he was like, all right. He's like, all right, I'm not gonna take you in, but I'm gonna impound your plates. And I'm just like, what? Like, why? So I can't drive, I guess. I'm dangerous. They gotta protect the streets from people like me trying to commute to their local neighborhood business. It's crazy, bro. I'll tell you the guy was nice. The only thing that kind of put me off is going to sound very cliche is it's the middle of the day, right? I'm driving in the vet. Now my windows are specifically not tinted, by the way. Okay, they're not tinted because I'm black. Okay, so my windows are not tinted. This guy pulls up. I see him in the rearview mirror, has his hand on his gun as he's approaching my car. Middle of the day, sun is shining. I'm like, there's no way this man is approaching me like what, I got a bazooka under my fucking dash? Get out of here. It's crazy. So then I was like, let me be extra nice to this guy lest he fears for his life. I have a grenade in my pocket. Dude, I swear I'm not making this up, dude. It was the most unbelievable, like, wow, like just 2026, this is America type shit. I'm just like, what is going on here, dude? And I'm the nicest guy that you could possibly pull over, you know? Like, I'm going to comply with everything you say. I was like, yes, sir, chatted him up. And I'm just like, I pulled over, by the way, in front of my building. It's just a very nice, like, you've seen where I live, Soul. I'm pretty sure. It's a very nice building, very busy area. Okay, middle of the day, tons of people around. I'm just like, you know, but the guy was also like 5'1". He's probably just afraid every day of his life. Trying to assume everyone's a military threat. I know, man. Why are the people who have lethal force on them at all times afraid of normal citizenry? We'll never know. I don't sweat it. Like, to me, it's just like another day. It's just like, well, it's like, duh. Obviously, that happens. Like, this is America. it was just funny. It was just interesting that like it happened to me. But I was just like, I didn't take it personal. I was just like, yeah, these motherfuckers are just afraid of everything. It's just like proof that the wrong people are police. If you're such a scaredy cat, then go teach kindergarten or something instead. It's crazy. This house music, though. 2 minutes. Sad state of the country. Well, it is what it is, man. The founders of America created a document hoping that every generation after would try to make it a better place. So it is incumbent on all of us to not look at the state of our country and say, why is it not better? Instead, we should ask ourselves, how can we make it better? Because ultimately, it is a nation of people, and we're all people. So we get to decide the type of world that we live in. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to fight for what you believe in. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it always will be. All right, guys. Well, you can see here that we're building a node below VAL on ES. Okay, a little bit. I want to say a node value. We're starting to build value. It's not really a node yet. NQ is sitting there. We're just gonna hold this and see what happens. So, man, I got pulled over on the 95 for switching lanes, but not waiting in between. I even had my blinkers. BS. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't even been pulled over in over 10 years. Guys, not even pulled over. Like, I don't really speed. I used to speed when I was in my 20s. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but now, like, I value my life. I've had a number of experiences showing me my own mortality, so I'm very careful. Okay, I'm also respectful of, like, I live in an area where there's kids and stuff. Like, I wouldn't ever want to put someone else in a situation where they feel like they're unsafe. So I drive slow for that reason too. So it was crazy that they hit me with the book. I'm just like, you guys are going after the wrong guy. But it is what it is. If you realize that most things that happen to you are not personal, people are kind of just cogs in the machine. They're just like, that person is going to do that. They're just mindlessly acting and kind of unplug from it all. Stop you from being upset about it. Most people are just mindless actors. It's crazy. Yep. Even approaching relationships like that's probably unrelated to you. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing philosophy streams. Oh yeah. Facts. All right, guys. I see a group of my team walking around, which is never a good sign. They probably need me. Whenever there's 3 of them together, that means something is broken or not working. That mentality goes far. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is some deep shit that I actually think and believe. Okay. Now, if you're not from my lineage, then this won't apply to you. But you probably can find something as meaningful. but my ancestors survived. Okay, being stripped of their culture. For those of you who've never thought about this, what it means to be black in America, I don't know what my culture is. I don't know where my ancestors are from. Okay, there isn't a lineage or a culture that I can look back to other than American culture. Don't have it, right? But they survived. And I feel like I owe it to those people. Every single one of them who bled, died, or ran away, was tortured and raped, or whatever happened, to be the best motherfucker I can be with positivity. Because there are people who are younger than me, and they're looking up. And whether they're black or white or Mexican or rich or poor, they might be looking at me as inspiration. And so I just want to be inspirational. I literally feel obligated to do so. Because had those people not lived, I want to be alive today. What else do I do beside this? I am the co-owner of the Move Miami. You can check that out. Let me see if I can find the website. So this is where a lot of traders come and film their podcasts and things like that. In addition to some of the other clients that you see we've had, like Shaq, Tom Brady. We've had a lot of really big people. So I'm one of the co-owners, investors in this business. Also, am the CTO/COO of this business. I'm sitting in the office right now. I'll show you guys actually show you guys what it looks like real quick. My other camera died. Give us the Tim Dillon explanation. He just shot here. He's just one of our clients. He's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. How long did it take me to learn trading? Still learning. I didn't have community or anything like that, so I started trading before it was like hot on YouTube and the whole space blew up. I've been trading for probably 10 years now. My first 2 years were straight losses. My third year was like boom and bust. Then probably my fourth year, I started to get what you could call consistency. So it took me a long time. By no means was I quick with it, but I completely self-taught. I didn't even have like people to learn off of, so I just did it. I literally just obsess over this every single day. I would say I learn a lot more faster now due to, one, being responsible for other people's education, talking to other people. But there's also a lot more noise, I feel like, for people to wade through, and just bad advice. We're pushing lower. He gave a funny take on what the move is. Oh, he was just talking. He literally asked us. He was like, "Yo, do you guys want to do? You want me to do a shout out?" I was like, "Yeah," and he just did it in his own way. He's not from Miami though, so he has a very non-Miami view of Miami, of what goes on here, which isn't entirely wrong. Am I based out of Miami? Yeah, I live in Miami, right here. Anyways, thanks for coming, guys. That is going to be it for this stream. Tune in, subscribe. We'll be back on Wednesday. If you need a trading home, come and join us in Trade Edge. Myself is there. Soul is there. Sold just bought a new GTS, by the way, for all of you Porsche fans with trading profits. W Dog's in there as well. He trades a lot of options. If you want to learn about options, join our community. We day trade live. I day trade live here on YouTube. We have people who live stream in the Discord. There's a free trial for a few weeks. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. All of you have a wonderful start to your day. Be a leader of positivity in your community and in the people around you. And I'll see you.